Hello friends, and welcome back to this series on effective communication. In the first video, we spoke about the A of communication, which is appearance. Today we are going to consider the B of communication as body language. The body language is the only language where we cannot see or hear ourselves. You can clearly see how my body communicates, and so can I. But we are blind to the messages we give each other. But in fact, it's the body which speaks much louder than words. Research shows that 80% of the messages we get through conversation comes through our bodies. As humans, we first started communicating through body language, and the technology of language came much later. As you can see, animals communicate with each other without any need for words. So also little children who can hardly speak communicate so well through their bodies. So the words we say actually communicate to our ears, but our body communicates to our eyes. In this video, we're going to look at what is body language, what role does it play in effective communication, why is it more important today, and the 6 aspects of body language. So let's begin. Body language is language beyond words, non-verbal language. The non-verbal messages and cues which we give each other, through which we express our emotions and our intentions. And this can include our facial expressions, our hand gestures, our eye contact, our posture, our smile, etc. And all these make our communication more effective. And point to remember is that whether we are communicating with each other or not, even when we are silent, we are constantly sending messages to each other. And that is what we call body language. That brings me to the second point, which is what role does body language play in effective communication? In the earlier video, I mentioned about Albert Mehrabian and his model in 1967, where he said that body language accounts for 55% of communication. So your body speaks louder than your words. And body language is very important for making a good first impression. It shows your confidence, your positivity, and even your personality, whether you're outgoing or introverted. It also helps you to put others at ease and make them feel comfortable. You can even pick up negative cues which others are giving you. And body language helps you to give your message more strongly. For instance, if your boss is praising you and he pats you on the back, that's a much stronger message. But in case your body language is not in sync with the words you say, people may distrust you. And here I'll just mention a funny incident when I first had a boss who was a foreigner, and the very first day he came into the office and he asked me some questions, and I kept saying yes. And he looked at me and said, "Come again." And again I did yes. So he said to me, "Do you mean yes or do you mean no?" And then only I realized that we Indians actually shake our head when we say yes. So remember, your body language speaks louder than your words. In fact, what you do can be so loud that people may not be able to hear what you say. And this brings me to the 6 ways in which our body language communicates. And these are, first, facial expressions. The human face is so expressive that we can communicate a host of emotions without saying a word. In fact, it is said, your best attire is your facial expression. So keep a warm and friendly smile and relaxed expression on your face. The second is your eye contact, which is most important for any communication. Maintain comfortable eye contact with the person for about 3 seconds at a time. Avoid looking down or gazing aimlessly here and there. That will make you out to be a less confident or maybe a less truthful person. The third aspect is your handshake. And this is, I think, where students often go wrong. In fact, it's a whole science called haptics. You need to have a warm and firm grasp in your handshake, but it should not be gripping. Something like this. The next aspect is your hand gestures. Now, your hands normally follow your thoughts. So you have to use a few hand gestures, particularly online more than offline. And your hand gestures should be open and friendly. Then we come to your posture. Is the way you sit, you stand, and you walk. So your shoulders drawn back, your head held high, and a steady walk, avoiding slouching of your shoulders. This makes you look confident. Then we come to your tone of voice. Remember, it's not just what you say, but how you say it that is important. People read your voice, they don't just hear your words. Of course, in today's times, your virtual body language. And here the 2 or 3 things to keep in mind are, eye contact means looking directly into the camera. Also, your body language needs to be a little more exaggerated. Make sure your hand gestures don't go beyond the frame or too high or too low, and make sure that your background is neat and clean. Just to recap all the points, body language is the unspoken messages which we give each other through which we convey our emotions and intentions. It constitutes 55% of communication. It is more important today because of the explosion of social media and online communication, and the 6 aspects of body language, which are facial expressions, eye contact, handshake, gestures, posture, and tone of voice. And of course, your visual presence. I want to end this by saying, language is given to people to conceal their thoughts, and body language is given to disclose thoughts. Yes, you heard me right. Language to conceal thoughts, body language to disclose thoughts. I hope you liked this video, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video.